Hi, I'm Terry Efurd, and this is Efurd Garage. And today we're going to talk about some things to look for when you get your Pontiac back for the machine shop. So don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, hit that notification, and that hype button. Alright, so what we're going to talk about is some things to check when you get your engine and machine parts back from the machine shop. Now, some of you will have the engine built. Some of you, like me, will have it come in parts for you to assemble. Now, this is much better because I didn't hurt my engine, because I caught these problems before they got put in there. Now, I'm not going to throw shade at the shop that did this. I'm not going to mention their names because this is very common mistakes that are made on Pontiac blocks. It happens because Pontiacs are not as common as they used to be. Now, the first thing I noticed was actually on the block, which is not a big deal because I took it over there fully disassembled. The rods and pistons were in a box with the crank. The block was separate, no plugs in it. I took everything out myself. So them forgetting this simple thing, it's not their fault. It's kind of out of sight, out of mind. So let's go look at that first. Alright, so let's look back here real quick. Cam plug. Now this one's installed flush. From the factory, they should be 3/100 or roughly 3/10, about 1/4 of an inch. So these plugs should be about 1/4 inch set in past flush here. Now some of these aftermarket plugs are thicker and taller, so it changes some of your variances. So some of them not going to go all the way down in. Now when you start it up, it fills up with oil, kind of cushions back there. The biggest problem is when they're installed too far. When they're installed too far, what will happen is the cam will actually start rubbing, and then it'll put metal shavings on your hole. This plug right here, pretty simple. Oil galley, just make sure it can't go too far in and block your galley if you got a not factory one or something. And right here is the commonly missed plug. Now it's obviously not this plug, it's the one behind it. Which goes right about there, if you can see. We can actually see in this book, page 25, you'll see where it shows a hidden galley plug, which is what I was pointing at. You can see here is that freeze plug or core plug, and behind it, there it is. Now this little plug here is in there for a reason, multiple reasons. One, the distributor shaft location, they had to figure out something. So they put this little plug in the back of the oil galley to stop it. Well, if you don't have that, you have zero oil pressure. You're not going to have a good time. Now, the reason I took it out was for 3 reasons. One, because machine shops forget it and they leave it in. And this happens a lot. What happens when it gets clean and vatted? A lot of that gunk is still built up in that back part of the oil galley, which I seen when I took this one out. Or, this is not the one I took out, but when I took that plug out, it's a bunch of gunk built up back there. Never gets taken out, never gets cleaned out there really well. It happens. The other thing was to upgrade from a square to something more modern like a Torx or something, or a hex. Make it a lot easier to get that plug in and out. Thirdly was because I was going to drill a number 68 to 66 hole, about 30 thousandths, through it to oil the distributor shaft gear and cam gear back there. Just to kind of help that live a little bit longer. Doesn't hurt anything. But that little plug right there, put back in, it's zero oil pressure. Now all you got to do is shine a light down that distributor hole, and you can reach in there and feel if there's a plug or not. You're either going to feel the threads of the oil galley, or you're going to feel a plug. So either A, take it out before you take it to the machine shop, or B, tell them to take it out. Make sure they remember to take it out. Now, if it's stuck in there, you can either A, drill it out, retap the threads, but if you're not keen on that, and you have a torch, and you get a cherry red, and once it cools off for a second, you can take the plug out and go. Now, this plug ain't something special. It's just basically a pipe thread, MPT threaded little plug. It's nothing fancy, nothing special. Just a plug. But again, if you don't have that plug, zero oil pressure, and if it's not taken out, you got a lot of gunk back there still that, even though it's just freshly cleaned, there's gunk in there that's built up for years. All right, now the next thing is connecting rods and the chamfer. So let's get that out of the way. Double check this because, well, I had all these sitting in the box like that. I was looking at them and I was sitting there thinking to myself, something doesn't look right. I have to figure this out. So I started looking them over, arrange them by number in the box, and I'm looking them over. Something doesn't look right to me. It starts bothering me. So I put my bearings in and I was like, yep. So you can see here, the bearings are in, and you can see there's a gap on this side compared to that side, right? That's the chamfered edge. And that's what I was looking at. I'm like, something didn't seem right with my chamfered edge. They looked backwards. Because they are. So this is a chamfered edge. Which means this one would go here, the first one up. This chamfered edge goes through the counterbalance where that bevel is. But this is number one. And I know what you're thinking. Yeah, number one is number one. First one on the crank. Not on a Pontiac. So, the confusion here is Chevy, Pontiac. Number one, you're looking at the engine. Number one's on the right-hand side, the first cylinder. On a Chevrolet, on the block, number one is the farthest forward piston. Which puts it, yes, on the first one on the crank. Pontiac, the furthest forward piston is number two, which puts it number two, number one on the crank, which is overlooked or mistaken when people put the rods on. They just think real quick. So what that does is this one should go here now. Number one should go right there because of chamfer. Now what's happened? My valve reliefs are upside down. That ain't gonna work. So, easy solution, have them turn the rods back around. But again, that is something to look at when you get your stuff back from the machine shop. Simple stuff like that is what ruins an engine. Between that plug and rods on backwards, because this chamfer creates a barrier of oil that goes around that bevel, because these are not 90 degree here, there's a slight bevel, which is what that goes, and it goes smooth. Now if you put this up this other side, this flat side up against that bevel, it can bind up, get real hot, burn up bearings, and then people cuss Pontiacs up and down for not being reliable because it was built wrong. Same thing with that old galley plug in the back. I have no oil pressure. This thing's a piece of crap. Just a forgotten part. So this is just something to look at. Easy fix, mind you. And the last thing is a crank. Double check on how they balanced it. Because, you know, there's a factory way and then there's a lot of ways people do it, and Kaufman does it this way. It's probably the better way to do it anyway, is internally balanced. Well, when you have it done that way, it does affect the parts you're going to buy later, like the harmonics up here or the flex plate and flywheel. So make sure you ask how it's balanced. Of course, you should know if you took a flex plate, flywheel, or a balancer up there to have it balanced, or if not, they're going to probably zero balance it without that. So make sure you ask those questions because those are important too. Alright, so there's some things to look for when you get your parts back from the machine shop or the engine. Double check everything, because it's better to be safe than sorry and spend all that hard-earned money and have a bad time with it. So, just double check everything. Now, as for the shop, like I said, no shade to any shops, because it's a common mistake. It happens. And I've already explained why. It just happens. Now, I took my parts back. I took the rod, pistons, all that back. And walked into the shop, and they're like, what's wrong? And I just calmly explained to them, hey, these are backwards. The chamfers are backwards because number 2 is number 1 on the crank. They went, oh, whoops, sorry. Here, we'll fix that for you. That's a good shop. They realize a mistake, and they fix it. Can't beat that. Now, on the other note, if you have a shop that's going to fight you on that and try to make you pay to fix everything they messed up, well, that's probably not a good shop. You probably shouldn't be going there. But just keep an eye out for those things, and it should help you on your next engine. Or a current engine that you're having issues with, who knows. So, but I hope this information proved helpful for you. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, hit that hype button and notification. As always, thanks for watching.